I'm Hallie. I am the other head of Bright Inside. I have my daughter Noah, who's here to help me just because there is a lot. So let me just preface by saying there is a lot of stuff, but I promise you that it does not have to be expensive. A lot of this stuff you can get at Walmart, at Target, Kohl's. So there's a few things that you'll probably want to get at Perfect Trading or at Brody's. Brody's, we believe is you can order it online or you can call and make an appointment. Perfect Trading is local. Oh, you can also get a lot of this stuff on Amazon. So as I go through, I'll try to tell you where I got it. This stuff is for, I have two girls who I pack for camp. So I will interject like what I would do for a boy. Helene and I are in the cabins a lot. So we see the differences and the similarities and what the kids use and what they don't use. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna want is you're gonna want a duffel bag. Okay. So I've seen a lot on social media about, I'm gonna get the biggest duffel bag because eventually they're gonna have more stuff. Please don't do that. The bags get really, really heavy. And what happens is when they're in the younger grades, the senior leadership and the counselors, we take the bags to the cabins for them. As they get older, they have to schlep these bags on their own. And so what we start to notice is the kids are dragging them and they're pulling them because they're really, really heavy. So if you go to Perfect Trading, made myself a note, if you go to Perfect Trading, you want the medium size bag. And if you go to Brody's, you want the jumbo size bag. I promise I'm an overpacker. You can fit everything into this bag. Okay. I know it looks really small when you first see it, but you can tell like this bag has been used 3 summers in a row. And because we don't like make it super heavy, it doesn't get dragged for the most part. I mean, they're kids, they're going to drag their stuff. One super important thing is make sure you have your kids' first and last name on the bag. Okay. There might be another Steckler, there might be another N Steckler. So make sure first and last names. As we get closer to camp, you'll get like a packing color-coded label for your duffel. That's the duffel bag. Inside the duffel bag is going to be where you put everything. So I like to break my duffels into 2 different bags. It's just like what I like to do. You can do it differently. So in the first bag, I like their linens, their towels, some miscellaneous stuff. In the second bag, I put all of their clothes. So the way that I like to pack is I use these packing cubes. They're from Amazon. I think they cost me like maybe $30. It came in a 6-pack. And there's different sizes. And a lot of people are like, which ones do I get? It doesn't matter which ones you get. It's really like
how to pack for like what to bring and stuff.
But if you look, so it has my daughter's first name and last name. And then what I do is I take a duct tape and I put what item is in there, okay? I like to use duct tape because guess what? The next year when I use this, I might put something else in there and I can just take it off, or I can use it if we travel. So this usually stays on there and I put like whatever needs to go in there. Again, there's varying sizes of them. You can also, you don't need packing cubes. I would get the size bigger than these, but this is all I had and I wanted to have a model. They make, I think it's like a jumbo size storage bag. They have them like everywhere, Target, Kroger. And if you don't want to buy a packing cube, you can just shove their clothes into here. I will tell you, I hear parents say, do I have to pack it in a Ziploc baggie or a packing cube? No, you don't, but I will tell you, it makes it easier for the kids to put their stuff on shelves and to keep it organized and to pull it out if it's contained in something. The other thing that I like to use is I pack their towels in these Ziplocs, they're flex totes. I think this cost me like $7 at Target and I've had it for a few years. Her name is on, I promise I do label my stuff. Her name is on here somewhere. And then you can see inside, these are her towels. And I'll get more into that in a minute. So all this goes into their duffel bag. Okay, labeling. 2 ways to label. There's a lot of different ways to label stuff. A lot of stuff you can just use a simple Sharpie on. Clothes and stuff. I like to use labels. I will tell you pro tip, and I learned this the hard way. So I have 2 kids that go to camp. What I'm going to do this summer, instead of having them like individualized, let's say like Drew Steckler, Noah Steckler, I'm going to get it to say Steckler or like N and D Steckler, so that when I run out of stickers, I can continue to use them. So this is what I use to do their clothes. I think I wanted to work for this. Okay. Other things that go in the duffel that you're going to want labeled. This is laundry bag. It's pretty big. Again, you can get this on Amazon. They come in like a 2-pack for $10. You can use a Sharpie to write their name. You can find a friend that has a Cricut machine to put their name on. You can be creative. You could just use a label. You do want it pretty big though, because when they come home, you're going to want to just be able to grab their laundry bag. So you can get this at Perfect Trading or Brody's, or you can get it on Amazon for probably like way cheaper. There's another one. Okay, so that I think takes care of the big things. I'll get into bedding and towels and all that next. Okay, so bedding. Every kid is on a twin size mattress. You should send 2 fitted sheets. Okay, even if your kid does not have accidents at home, we never know what's going to happen at camp. Yes, we have washers and dryers, but in the event of an accident happening, we like to be able to change their bedding super fast so that the kids don't know, and we don't bring a lot of attention to it. That's where the 2 sheets come in. Most kids just like a fitted sheet and a pillowcase. You can get a fitted sheet at Target, their pillow fort line. It's like $7.99 for a fitted sheet. And I think you can get a pillowcase for like $5. So it is really inexpensive, or you can just find like a deal online. Or again, you can go to Perfect Trading or Brody's for that. Different kids like different things. So I'll continue on that theme. That's gonna be my theme for the packing. One of my kids sleeps with a comforter at camp. One just sleeps with a blanket at camp. It depends on the kid. So this is for comforter. It's just a random comforter. It's a twin size comforter. And every year I just pack it in this, the comforter bag, because she happens to bring it home. And then this is really nice. She's like my more organized one. I just stick her sheets right in here. So I don't need like a separate thing. Her sheets go right in here and her comforter. My other child does not like a comforter, so I don't send her with one. She prefers a blanket. Okay. So here's another pro tip. Kohl's has these awesome blankets, you guys. They're called the big one. They're like, you can find them for like ridiculously inexpensive. They're the softest blankets. And then I just put her name on it. You could take this locally. You could, again, find a friend, or you don't need to. This one, I think I did put her like a label that just says Steckler on it. So that's what my other daughter sleeps with. And then a pillow. If your child sleeps with 2 pillows at home, pack 2 pillows for camp. If they sleep with 1 pillow, send 1 pillow. So this is just, if the regular pillow goes right in. So that's the pillow. Sleeping bag. Thank you. If your child is going for 24 days, or 24-day campers go on an overnight of some sort, it varies depending on the village that they're in. This is our sleeping bag. It's from Amazon. Wasn't expensive, but it is, it's not cotton, so it will dry fast, and it's pretty packable. I was just at Costco and I saw one, and the good thing about Costco is if your sleeping bag rips, you can bring it back. So just something to think about. This is nothing fancy. It's a regular sleeping bag. So that's the sleeping bag. We don't like the kids to sleep with a sleeping bag on their bed, because usually when they pack for a trip, they pack a day or two before, and then they're without something. But if a kid brings a sleeping bag and they insist on using it, we don't argue with them. Part of the novelty and the fun of camp. All right. Toiletries. Make sure that you pack all of your toiletries inside of a Ziploc baggie. So, like for example, like here's our toothpaste. But anything that like can explode, put into one of these, because if it explodes, it's exploding in here. And then what I do, so like you're gonna want one of these. I don't know what they call these bags, they're like DAP kits or whatever, but you're gonna want one of these, make sure they're waterproof. Yes, I probably should have put her last name on here. I didn't, okay? So this is Noah's, and inside of this would be like her toothbrush, and this is my other daughter's, but it's a toothbrush, and I just labeled it with a Sharpie. You'll put, oh, it's a ditty bag, thank you. You put like the toothbrush, if your kid uses a hairbrush, like detangler, that kind of stuff goes in here. So this is like anything you would take to the bathroom to get yourself ready during the day. Goes into the ditty bag. And again, I like to just put it right in from the Ziploc bag. This bag is mesh. This is for the shower. So our kids that are in Schiffman and Applebaum have showers inside of their cabins.
I'm in Schiffman.
You should still utilize one of these, because what they do is they have a shelf in there that they keep these on. So inside of here, when you're packing, I don't have a thing to show you, but okay, so you would take like their shampoo and conditioner and their body wash, and that would go in here. Okay, or like, you know, anything else that they would utilize in the shower. Some of our girls and our boys brush their hair in the shower. You might want to throw a brush in here. That stuff I just label with a Sharpie, because like 9 out of 10 times it does not make its way home. So that just goes in here. Again, this you can get locally. This is actually from Target. It's like super inexpensive. Take a Sharpie, write their name on, call it a day. So that's that. Some of our kids in Fishman and DeRoy, they have to, not some of our kids, all of our kids that are in Fishman and DeRoy have to walk to the shower. Some of our kids, you'll see on our packing list, I believe it says, I think it says a robe optional. I can't read that fast. I think it says robe optional. Some of our kids really like these. Caveat, my kids have not had one, but they needed it. So we got it to hand me down. So yeah, thank you, Tarnithas, for the hand me down. So this is just like one of those wraparound towels. I'll model it. It wraps, oh my gosh, let's see if I can fit in it. It wraps around so their hands are free, and they can, look, I'm like walking sure. They can just carry their, they can just carry this. So like, they're not worried about a towel falling off. A lot of the kids, when they're walking to the shower, they go in like a bathing suit or a t-shirt or shorts, but obviously when they're coming out, they're not in it. Again, you do not need one of these, okay? My kids have done just fine without one for the past 3 summers. They've survived. They just use a regular towel. So that's that. Okay, towels. Let me show you. So again, you know your kid best. 2 kids, both like something different. So one of my kids, trying to find the zipper on here. One of my kids is a little more, you know, anal than the other, if you will. She likes to have 2 separate sets of towels. She likes to have a bath towel and she likes to have a beach towel. That's fine. My other daughter doesn't care. So I just send all beach towels with her. Again, everything's labeled with their first and last name or initials and last name. And I like just to keep it in a bag so that the clean ones try to stay clean. We have clotheslines. We have the front of some of our cabins have porches that the kids will hang their stuff on to dry. So just be conscious of that. Again, you know your child best. If your child needs a clean towel every few days, pack an extra towel or 2. If your child is somebody that doesn't really mind, then you could probably just go right off of the list. And again, the different towels are fine. I've gotten my towels, these are from Kohl's, and they've held up pretty well. I've heard Walmart makes a really good camp towel. So again, it's personal preference, but don't feel like you need to spend a lot. Also, I was not so smart and got like a light color. Go for like a darker color because things get really dirty at camp. Do not get white. They won't come home white. All right, moving right along. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to talk about are, we have theme days. Doesn't matter if your child is a 10-day camper or a 24-day camper, they're going to participate in some sort of theme day. So our Brighton Side campers all participate in Circus Day. Somebody's going to need to help me. Circus Day and Foxfire. Okay, Circus Day and Foxfire for our 10-day campers. Our 24-day campers get Foxfire, Circus Day, Maccabia, which is Color War, and Israel Day. And if you're at camp for 4th of July, we do something for that. So what I do, and I've done it a few different ways, is I pack a, oh gosh. Here we go. Okay. I pack like a special event bag of just stuff that they can use like for really whatever. So inside of the bag, and again, this is for 2 girls. So if you have boys, I'll talk about what you can pack, but you'll have to just try to imagine. So some fun stuff. And I just collect this stuff like as the year goes on at like the dollar store or when I'm at Target or Walmart, whatever. So these are just like fun little socks that say USA. These would be for 4th of July. Circus Day, the kids dress up as clowns or they just dress silly. A lot of our girls wear tutus. Some of our boys like these big like clown things. Sometimes they just wear like 2 different random socks. They get creative. Another thing that you could do is, this is just like that color hairspray. Or I found like on Amazon, a big pack of hair clips that go in and boys or girls or whatever can use them. And they clip and they're cute. And what I try to do is if I send stuff like that, I will send for the whole bunk. Don't feel like you have to do that, but it's something that's not expensive. And then everybody feels included. Okay. Circus Day, 4th of July is obviously, what's up? It's like 4th of July stuff. Oxfire is like a Western type theme. So you could do a flannel shirt, a bandana, kind of throw stuff. You could do a bandana, you could do a flannel shirt. Really, like I was looking back at pictures, sometimes the kids just wear a bandana and like whatever shirt they could find on the ground. So don't feel like you need to go out and buy special for this. Some of the girls will like braid their hair or wear overalls. So that's that. Israel Day, they wear all blue. Color War, their colors are red, yellow, blue, and green. So I try to just make sure that when I'm packing my kids, they've got a shirt of one of those colors. Or here's the beauty of camp, they just borrow. So again, you don't need to go out and buy 4 different color shirts because you don't know what team your kid is on. They can borrow from each other. Okay. Oh, these are also really fun. These are, I pack like glow sticks, like just they can use it really for anything. Okay, so just to kind of wrap up clothes, I know on the packing list, it does talk about shoes. A lot of the kids we see walking around camp, a lot of times they are just in a gym shoe. Sometimes they're in a native or a Croc. Make sure for shower time, I don't know if you can see, but these are they're fully plastic. And the reason I would suggest a plastic type shoe, like a native or a Croc, they dry quickly. If you're getting like the Adidas type Velcro sandal that have fabric on the bottom, they take a really long time to dry. So these can be multi-use. They wear these to the beach, and then they also wear them in the shower. All right, so one more clothing type thing. A lot of our first-time parents, this was like good feedback that we got. They didn't realize that a lot of the kids wear some sort of camp shirt on the bus or to be dropped off at camp. So you could wear, like, I just have a camera actually. We do, if you're gonna buy like one type of camp shirt, I would suggest buying the village shirt. I looked online, these are $12. So every village gets a shirt. Got like their name, and then sometimes they, I don't know if they revamp as a hand-me-down, but it will say like the village name. So the kids do come in some sort of shirt to camp. That was feedback that we got that a lot of first-time parents didn't know. And then the other thing that you should pack your child with when they come on the bus or get dropped off is like a bus bag or a car bag of some sort. Some kids like a traditional backpack and some like a string backpack. In here is gonna go like anything that you forgot. So, okay, backtrack a little. So this is my daughter's stuffed animal. Guess where this comes? This comes to camp with her every summer. I make sure that I label it, and I have told her it does not leave her bed. If your child sleeps with a stuffed animal or a blanket, send it with them to camp, because we'll probably end up calling you that night to drive it up. So this would go into her bag because she's going to use it the night before. The other thing that goes into the bag, and I'll talk more about like water bottles, you might want to put a water bottle or any last minute things that you have forgotten. So that's the bag. So I think I talked everything like clothing wise, and that kind of stuff. Take her stuffed animal out so we don't lose it. Okay, other things that get packed in the bag. Again, a lot of this you don't need. Some you're gonna really want, others you don't need. Okay. So this is my daughter's, this is her clipboard. It also has storage in it. So this is where all of her stationery type stuff is. So you can do it a few different ways. I will tell you, and I've been doing this for quite some time, kids do not know how to address an envelope. They don't know where the stamp goes, no matter how many times you tell them. And we do have the counselors helping, but there's 12 kids, and there are 12 kids in a bunk and 2 counselors, and I'm not trying to make, like whatever. But so what I did, this is my daughter's. This is when she was going into 2nd grade, so she was the youngest, and I modeled for her what to do. Okay, now I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to be really honest. I got 1 letter from her, and let me tell you why. She didn't know how to address the envelopes correctly. And that was of no fault to anybody. I didn't think to like really go through it with her. So this year when I do it, I'm going to pre-address everything. For our younger kids, I would really suggest a postcard of some sort. And then these are great. These are like those just Avery labels. There are people's addresses, so I'm not going to hold this too close, but I just went ahead and printed this. And so when I'm addressing stuff, I'm literally just going to like peel it off, and I will stamp some of them. I don't know if I would stamp every single letter that you're going to send, because as much as we like the kids to write, sometimes they're not writing as much as you had thought that they were going to write. So like, here's a really great example, you guys. This is embarrassing because I work at camp. Do you see like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 empty labels? She's gone for 10 days. That's how many letters she wrote, even though they told her to write. Okay, so on that same note, like set a realistic expectation, I guess. Stationery does not need to be anything fancy. I will tell you, it is kind of hard to find stationery from past experience. And it can be pretty expensive. These are really simple. They were on Amazon. I bought a pack and then I will stamp this for this summer and I'm going to like show her where to write. Maybe I'll put like a star or something so that she knows. They do have like fillable letter, have like this. And one thing that I would not buy that I don't have in here, they do make stationery that you have to fold and tape or like something with a sticker. I would really advise not to get that because you're adding in one more thing for your child to have to do to ensure that the letter gets out. Okay. That's her stationery. Also, there's pens and stamps are also in here. These are my kids' bags. After lunch, our kids get Manufa. It's a rest time for them. We like it to be a rest time. So these bags are awesome. They come in like a multi-pack. They're about $20 on Amazon. If they come in like colorful, whatever. These are only 2 of the sizes. I use them a lot for camp. And in this bag, there's just like little games. Like here's a little game you could play with a friend. There's Uno cards. There's a coloring book. There's another game, a crossword puzzle. Try to throw a book in there. I don't know if they read it, but it goes in there. And then it just gets zipped and it goes into their bag. I have in the past used a box. Either one is fine. I do like these. And I think it is nice, even for, like, I know that some people are like, oh, maybe you just use that for like kids who are super organized. It is helpful to have everything in one place and it's big enough that they can just shove it right back in. To go with that, I also these are great. These are from the dollar store. And you can put like a deck of cards in here. I put extra batteries in these and then I shove it into their bag. This is like one of those like products. You're like, it's got so many uses. Hair ties can go in here, whatever you want. Okay. All right. A lot of people ask me this. They're like, what type of flashlight should we send to camp? It doesn't matter what type of flashlight you send. Here's my suggestion. Go to Costco, whatever they have in like a 6 or 4 pack, buy that. These are really inexpensive lights. This is like one of those Energizer lights. We've had this for like 4 years. This is a Duracell light. Had that one. We just like to collect flashlights. And this is I don't know, probably from Amazon. I like the littler ones. They just fit in more places. Send 2. I would send like 2 of these so they don't lose them and make sure you send extra batteries. So again, there's no specific one. If your kid wants a hot pink one or a hot neon green, you can do that too. Okay. Fans. Lots of different fans out there. Who knew? Okay, so here's one kind. Okay. The cabins, I will tell you, I don't think that they get like stifling hot. I mean, if my daughter says they do, I don't personally think that they get that hot that your kid needs like a huge, massive fan, but the kids like them. It's like a novelty item. So I use this one. And we've used this one. This one is cool. Let me show you why.
It doesn't work.
Well, there's no batteries in it, but it moves, makes a lot of noise. There is a light on here and a fan. And then what my daughter likes to do, and some of the other kids at camp I've noticed, is they'll their parents will send it with a carabiner and they'll hang it from somewhere, like above the bed. Again, make sure you're labeling everything. Okay. Make sure you're sending bug spray. Again, pack it in a Ziploc bag. I learned this one the hard way. Huh? Oh, yeah. Don't send the mini travel one. You're probably going to want something bigger if this is just what I had on hand. Again, there is no right brand to use. There is no wrong brand to use. Whatever you're comfortable with. The same holds true for sunscreen. Here's what I'll tell you. I personally think, and I know that it is not environmentally friendly, I think spray sunscreen is easier for the kids to apply. all of us that work at camp are crazy about sunscreen, and we have our eyes on these kids like hawks. We see them in the dining hall, we see them at the beach, and we're always asking, do you have water? Do you have sunscreen? Like, it's so hot, take your sweatshirt off. So we're always helping, and the counselors are. That being said, if there's 8 to 12 kids in a cabin, it can be time consuming for a counselor to rub sunscreen on 8 to 12 kids back versus just having like a spray and their friend can spray them down. Again, it is total personal preference. At camp, at the beach, we have a huge pump that's lotion. So yeah, we just use like whatever we have on hand. Again, make sure you pack it in a Ziploc bag. Water bottles. This is a really fun one because water bottles get really dirty at camp, okay? So my daughter has a water bottle that has a similar lid to this, just like one of those that like spray and squirt. And so it does have a lid like this. Here's what happens. This touches every single surface in camp, whether it's the grass or the sand, the floor in the dining hall, this is exposed. So it does not, I don't think it's that clean. Now, God, I sent my kid to camp with something like that. So like, it's fine. Germs are good, but just know that this does, I think, get like really yucky really fast. What I would recommend, my daughters, I like one that the lid screws off because then the mouthpiece is kept clean. And you can get, I think like some kids do have a hard time like drinking out of a massive spout like this. They make them in a thinner, I think it's a neck. They make it in a thinner neck. And you can also get like an insert to make drinking easier. My other daughter likes ones that look like this. This has like one of those like flip lids. Okay. Here's the other thing with this. Once you unscrew it, your dirty hands are now touching this straw. Okay, so just something to think about when you're buying water bottles. Make sure that it is big because the kids carry them they carry them in their hand or they carry them in their backpack or their drawstring bag. So I think on the packing list, it does say like the size to buy. That's another one, but this one's smaller. So I would get the bigger. This is where like you want the bigger of the things. Yeah. I did just see, like, I think they were thermal flask water bottles at Costco too, for a 2-pack. Last thing I have. So this is a crazy creek, and in there. Okay, so this is a crazy creek. I will tell you, this is an investment piece. This is like that designer handbag that you have to have that you still use like 20 years later. Sometimes our first year campers utilize them a lot and sometimes they don't use them at all. It really depends on the kids. They like to use them at the beach. What it is, it's a stadium seat so that they're not sitting in the sand or that their back is supported. The great thing about a crazy creek is honestly, they last. So if your kid gets it going into Schiffman or Applebaum, there's a really high chance they're still going to have it when they come back as a counselor. So these last. I will tell you, this is called the Crazy Creek. I would not get an off-brand of this because you're going to end up having to buy it another one in a few years. This is like one of those things like is for like $50. As much as like you don't want to spend that money, this is like a good gift from a grandparent or grandparents or a couple people that want to go in on a birthday gift. So just a few closing things. If you like it, label it. Okay, that's the best advice. We do lost and found numerous times, and it's really easy to return something that has a kid's name on it. I personally don't label my kids' underwear or anything like that because I don't care if that stuff comes home. But like I do want their like sweatshirts that I spent some money on to come home. So I label that stuff. You don't need to pack the kitchen sink and you also don't need to buy brand new. Okay. The tennis shoes that your kid's about to outgrow are great for camp, and you can buy them a brand new pair after 24 days because you're going to want to toss them. So don't feel like you need to buy brand new, and don't feel like you have to buy every single thing that I talked about. My daughter's giving me pointers, but I'm looking at my list to make sure I talked about everything. A few more things, just really quickly, and then we'll get to questions, is make sure your child helps you pack. A lot of times when Helene and I are walking around to the cabins, we're like, pack my blanket. This. Your kid's probably not going to remember, but they're going to remember bits and pieces. So they don't have to pack the whole thing with you, but it is a good idea to say, hey, I put this in here, or see this? Do you see this? It's going into your bag. Some kids really want a picture of their family. That's great. Some kids don't. We've seen a lot of people, they'll make a pillowcase, they'll just send in a random picture, they'll make a picture book. If you're sending pictures, I would just suggest you send like a little thing of tape so that they can hang it up. Okay, let me just tell you, I'll tell you how I pack, and then I'll be done talking, and we can answer any questions. So what I like to do is I like to, I have my list with me. I have my list with me, and I have my kids. I'm like, okay, get me 4 pairs of leggings. They come down with 4 pairs of leggings. I do try to make sure pants are like a black type, like black sweat pant or gray, something that can go with everything. If your kid doesn't wear jeans, don't send them with jeans. They're not going to wear them at home. They're not going to wear them at camp. And then I'll say, okay, bring me 5 shorts, bring me this, bring me that. You know what your kid likes, and your kid knows what they like. What I'm going to pack my kids is going to be way different what they want. So I like to have them doing it with me. That was it. Okay, I think that's it. I'm sure I missed stuff, but I'm confident that, oh, last thing I promise. One other thing that I like to do is in a bag like this, I put their Shabbat clothes. Now, here's my caveat. I would say like 8 out of 10 times, the kids just come down in some sort of blue or white shirt. It's not usually what I pack them. That's okay. I think I just do it to make myself feel better. And I just throw Shabbat on here. Some kids, there's like no dress code as far as like fanciness goes. We do like for the kids to be in white or blue. A white shirt could be a Hanes white shirt. Doesn't need to be anything fancy. Some of our kids, they do wear a polo. They will wear like a button down shirt. Our girls will wear like a skirt, or they'll wear a romper. Again, it depends on your child. Like, you know what they like to wear. Oh, my daughter's telling me, make sure you pack a lot of white shirts. Get like a 5-pack from Target or wherever you shop. Just throw it in the bag. They're going to use it for silk screening, tie-dye. They'll probably use it for Shabbat or something else. All right, I think I got everything. And I'm sure if I didn't, somebody will ask the question.
Allie, I'm always in awe every time you do a packing meeting. You're like the expert at this. We're so lucky to have you, and we do have some questions coming your way. So the first question is about like the personalization of like the duffel bags and the laundry bags, all of that good stuff. Where would you suggest getting personalization? Like if you bought an object on Amazon or something like that, and do you know approximately how long it takes to like the turnaround time?
So here's what I'll tell you. I don't know how Brody's operates. I only know Perfect Trading for right now. If you buy something on elsewhere, I think Perfect Trading will charge you like an extra few dollars to print there, and to put the name on, I think it's like $5. So it would be what, $8 total. My guess is it probably just takes a few days. There are a lot of us moms who have machines at home. If you reach out to me, I can probably put you in touch with somebody that would probably be more than willing to help. Depending on where you live and making arrangements. Brody's, I don't know how they're operating right now, because I know that they are like phone call or appointment only or online. So call Perfect Trading. You can always message me on Facebook, and I can probably put you in touch with somebody.
Perfect. Amazing. So a couple questions about mini campers specifically. The first is regarding sleeping bags. Do mini campers need a sleeping bag? And the second is, would you still suggest 2 duffels for mini campers?
So mini campers do not need a sleeping bag unless they want to sleep with it on their bed, which we don't really suggest. Just like, I don't know, we just don't. I think that you do need 2 duffel bags. I think it makes it so it's not really heavy. I will tell you, I think everybody on here that works for camp has moved a duffel bag or 2. They get really heavy. So you don't want somebody dragging it. The duffel bags, when I bought my kids stuff, I bought 2 duffel bags and a Village shirt. And I think I got everything for about $100. The bags are like $40, $50. They're not insanely expensive. If you can do 2, I would do 2. You can just do 1, do the 1.
Amazing. Another question for those who might not be familiar with the Michigan climate, what would you say is like the temperature at night up at camp?
Okay, so I would say at night it drops to like 70s, like ish. Could be like 79, could be 70. My suggestion is on the zip ups, because a zip up you can layer. In Michigan, we love layering no matter the season. So if you're not familiar with the Michigan climate, I would send layers. So like if this was a summer night, I might come to dinner in this, and by the time dinner is over, I might need my hoodie.
We always recommend layers. And, you know, like if you go to breakfast, if the kids go to breakfast in like a sweatshirt and sweatpants, by like their first activity, they're taking their sweatshirt off. By lunchtime, they're like, you know, maybe they're like rolling their sweatpants up. You know, after lunch, they're definitely wanting to go swimming. It's hot. They want to be at the beach. Dinner, like what Hallie's saying, like a t-shirt and maybe pants, and then by nighttime, it's a sweatshirt. Yeah. And nighttime, you know, I think a blanket she showed is totally appropriate.
They do. I will tell you. So the way that our day's schedule is set up, they shower before dinner. I probably should have mentioned that before. So I know our packing list says, I need a note of this. That's what I want to talk about. It says 16 pairs of underwear. Your kid might be changing like underpants 2 times a day, morning and well, we hope that they're changing a morning and after their shower. So it's just something to think about.
Awesome. So speaking of showers and things like that, I know that you mentioned it briefly, but will you just repeat and review one more time what villages have showers in their cabin and what villages have a shower house outside of the cabin?
Sure. So our youngest campers are campers in Schiffman. So those are our girls entering 2nd and 3rd grade, and Applebaum are boys entering 2nd and 3rd grade. They have showers in their cabins. Okay. They should still bring something like this to keep their stuff in though, because they put this on the counter. Our boys and girls entering 4th and 5th grade have to walk to the shower house.
Perfect. So just a general question about like Village t-shirts and other Tamarack apparel. Where would you suggest purchasing Tamarack clothes such as Shabbat shirts and Village tees?
Okay, so Village t-shirts, both Brody's and Perfect Trading have. And I know Brody's, again, you can buy online. A Shabbat shirt, if you want it, you could buy it at either place. The Shabbat shirt looks very similar to this. Instead of being pink, it's white, and it says Shabbat here in blue writing. Other swag, you can find really like Etsy has stuff. Perfect Trading if you want to stay local. Brody's, again, you could probably find a mom that will make some of this stuff for you. But yeah, you could find it like all over. If you want to just message me on Facebook, I'll tell you where to go.
Perfect. So a couple questions in the chat about the size of the duffel bag for 10-day campers. Do you mind showing that one more time or giving your guidance there?
So they're all the same size, whether you're going for 24 days or 10. So that's the good thing. If your kid starts out as a 10-day camper and they switch to 24, it's the same duffel bag. The dimensions of the duffel bag, don't have all of them, but I memorized the first few numbers, is 36 by 18. I want to say by 14, but don't quote me on that. So it's 36 by 18. If you're getting it from Perfect Trading, you want the medium. Trust me, you want the medium. And if you're going to Brody's, you want the jumbo. It's the size down basically from the largest that both stores carry locally. You can also get this bag. It's an Everest brand that they carry. You can also get it on Amazon. But again, you're probably going to have to pay extra to have somebody put their name on it.
Perfect. And regarding bedding, do the campers need to pack pillows or just the pillowcases?
They need to pack everything that you would sleep on a bed with. Sheet, pillow, pillowcases, a blanket, a comforter if that's what they're choosing. And then again, like a stuffed animal or a blanket if they sleep with something.
Perfect. Awesome. One last question for you, Hallie, and then I'm going to switch over to Carly for a couple questions. I'll put her in the hot seat. So Hallie, another question for you. Will you talk about laundry for 10 days and 24-day campers?
Sure. So for 10-day campers, they do not get laundry. They will bring their laundry bag home with their other luggage. Our 24-day campers get laundry in the middle of the session. Some days it's like day 10, some days it's day 12. Let me just put a little caveat on there. If we are sitting and we see a child who maybe like it keeps wearing the same sweatshirt because that's something that they really love, we'll take care of it. We have the ability to do that. Just like if they have an accident in their bed, we can wash their sheets. We never want a kid to feel uncomfortable or embarrassed about anything like that. So we do send our laundry out for the 24-day campers at a halfway point. But if we have a 10-day camper who needs something laundered, we will take care of it.
Amazing. Carly, a question for you. So we are very excited about the addition of horseback riding coming to camp this summer. Is there anything specific that campers need to pack for horseback riding programming?
There's nothing specific. We'll instruct the kids to wear long pants and closed-toed shoes when they come to horseback riding, but just follow the packing list.
Perfect. And there was a couple questions in the chat about medication. Would you mind speaking to that a little bit further about what medication drop-off and the packing of meds is like?
Of course. Like I said at the beginning, our medical forms will be coming out soon. And you will see that there is a pharmacy that we work with to package all the medications that come to camp. All the information about that will be in the medical forms. So once you receive that, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. But what it is based is they get all of the medications and they send them right to our clinic, and then the clinic will give them to your campers as the summer goes on. So you don't actually need to send.
Perfect. So Hallie talked about bringing some fun treats for like special days and stuff like that and encouraging people to bring enough for everybody in the bunk. Approximately how many kids are in a bunk for packing purposes?
So there'll be no more than 12 kids in a bunk, but we try to keep them closer to 10. So it's about, I think, how all the bunks are looking for this summer, it's about 10 to 12 kids.
Perfect. And can you also speak a little bit further about luggage drop-off before camp and what that process is like?
That's a great question. So 2 days before camp starts on a Tuesday, we have luggage drop-off. So that's Sunday. And yes, all this information will be in our family guide. You'll have a time that you'll come to a Dutch loan, you'll drop the luggage off, and we bring it up to camp. So it's waiting for them in the cabins when they arrive on Tuesday. So that information will be given out to you. It's pretty easy system where you just drive through. We have staff to take it out of your car for you and put it onto the truck.
Amazing. And last but not least, any details about drop off and pickup that will also be provided in the family guide as well?
It will be provided in the family guide. And I will say, we will be doing our drop off similar to last year. On our first day of camp, we're asking parents to drop their kids off at camp. Just with the unknowns of COVID and everything, we worked really well last year, and we feel it's the safest option. It actually was really great for the campers, especially the new campers, to be dropped off at camp. It's really simple. You drive, we'll give you instructions, but you'll have a certain time. You will arrive, you drive up to camp. One of us, Hallie, Helene, Becca, Lindsay, myself, one of us will come up. One of our social workers will meet you, take a picture with your camper, and walk them right over to their staff members. So it's a really nice system, and you'll get your time. There'll be different times, and it'll be all explained in the family guide.
Amazing. Perfect. I saw a question in here that I really liked. This could be for Hallie and Carly too. Is there anything that's not on the packing list that's like a fun addition that like that you think like this is definitely something that I should send my kid? Like what's a fun extra?
A fun extra I like, I'm a big fan of glow sticks because you can get them at the dollar store and you just throw them in the bag and it's like fun for all. And it's low maintenance and it doesn't take up a ton of room and it's everybody can use it.
Something I think, Callie, you probably taught me this. True. I have 2 kids that also go to camp and I was totally overwhelmed by the packing. I was like, I'm never going to be able to do this. I don't know how you do this. Callie has helped me through it all. I'm still buying some of the stuff right now on Amazon and she's showing it. And this will be my daughter's 2nd year and my son's 3rd year at camp as a camper. So I know where you guys all are. We don't allow packages at camp. So no packages are sent up to camp, just letters and emails. So something that I think Callie taught me was I packed, no food is allowed. And if there is food that we find we do have to take it, but to like, just send like a little package with maybe some toys. Oh, my light went off. With some toys from the dollar store, for my kids on the first day to open, just as a, welcome to camp fun thing.
Can I piggyback on that for 1 second? So I don't know how many people on this meeting or if you're watching, but if your child is celebrating a birthday, to piggyback on the gift idea, one of my kids celebrates her birthday at camp. And what I did is I just snuck something in there, a little something for her, but also a little something just for the whole bunk. That was when I had sent like the little hair streaks that they could all use. Again, just something really inexpensive, but something fun so that she could celebrate. We do make sure we have fun on their birthdays, so you don't have to be worried about that.
We will celebrate it no matter what.
Definitely. And one final question as well is about pictures and if Polaroid cameras are allowed for the campers to take pictures of their day and within their cabins, aside from the pictures that get posted for, the parents every day on our website.
Yeah, so I think if you want to send your kid with a Polaroid camera or a digital camera, total personal preference. I will tell you, they move around a lot at camp. They go to a lot of different activities. They're in and out of the dining hall. The amount of water bottles that we find after a meal are like outrageous. So I would just caution you, if you're going to send a Polaroid camera to camp, I wouldn't send an expensive one because we can't guarantee it's going to come home. But it is a great idea. Our camera people, multimedia, they do a really good, thank you, trying to capture your child's summer in a little snapshot. But yeah.
All right, amazing. Then we snuck in one final question about the Village t-shirts. I see that Becca answered to it. So the question was about when to wear Village t-shirts on the bus or saving it for another day.
I will say quickly, when I brought my son to the bus for his first time at camp, I had him in like a Michigan State shirt. I thought he was all cute and it was great. And he looked at me and he was like, Mom, everybody has a Tamarack shirt on. Why did you not put me in one? So when he went back for second session, we made sure to put him in a Tamarack shirt. So it's just, I think, something that kids do. It's not something that we organize. It's just, it's their preference of what they're comfortable in and they want to wear.
Amazing. Fantastic. So that exhausts the list of questions. Thank you all so much for all of your questions in the chat. If there's anything that we didn't get the chance to get to, I did put my email address in the chat. So you can always shoot me an email. And I know that Carly and Hallie and the rest of the team and I are available to help in any way. But now we'll just begin to close. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Hallie. That was amazing. We're very lucky to have you. I know I personally am, and everybody here who you're sharing your expertise with is really thankful for you. I know it's a lot of information. Like I said, I've been through it. And just know that no matter what, if they come to camp and they don't have something or you forgot something, we will make sure they have it. If they need a toothpaste, if they need a toothbrush, if they need a hairbrush, we will make sure that every camper has anything, a pillow, they will have what they need. If you are local and you are able to drive something special up, we are absolutely okay with that. We have a welcome hut that our security stays at, that you can drop it off there at any time. So, know that we will make sure that they're taken care of. Don't, it's okay if something is forgotten. I do want to just take a few minutes. Helene was going to speak a little to some of the new camper stuff going on quickly, and then we will close this up. But again, like Lindsay said, if there's any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Helene.
Awesome. So if you have a new camper and you haven't signed up for a new camper Zoom or an in-person camper meeting, we can put that sign up sheet in the chat. And if those times don't work, you can reach out to us and we can find another time or day that does work. Hallie, you did an amazing job. I know how hard it is just to get me to camp. The fact that so many of you bring your whole families to camp always amazes me. If I can add one thing, it's a raincoat and not a disposable poncho like you would buy at the Tigers game if all of a sudden it started to rain. You want a good raincoat. We do move around camp when it rains, not during thunder and lightning, but rain, we're still moving, we're still going. So please make sure you have a raincoat that zips, that snaps, something that is waterproof, not just water resistant. We also have Taste of Tamarack coming up, which is May 15th. Those registration we'll put in the chat. If you haven't signed up to come visit us at camp on May 15th for a tour, to see the property, to see a cabin, to meet all of us in person, please make sure that. For those of you that are not local, don't worry, we're still going to give you a tour and when they get to camp, but it just gives us a chance to see how far things are. And I did put this in the chat, traditional like Old Navy $2 flip-flops, they break, as well as really inexpensive slides. So if you are gonna send them, please make sure you send more than one pair. We are magicians, we do duct tape things together, but for the safety of your child, please send more than one pair if you're going that route. And that's it. We can't wait for you to come to camp. We were at camp yesterday, as Carly said, and it was so good for us to be back on property, and we can't wait till you're there with us.
Thank you, Helene. Again, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. It was so great to see everybody. We cannot wait to see you at camp or Taste of Tamarack or hear about your new camper meeting with Helene. But let us know if there's anything we can do, and I hope you have a great night, and we will see you all soon.
Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.
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 Thank you.